Hello, bonjour, namaste, ni hao, and ohio, everybody. What is going on? It is Galeriot here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel once again for another Danmachi Memoria Freese video. And today I have a guide for you guys on CP levels, the value of them, and how you can farm your CP levels. Now, of course, if you guys go on to enjoy this video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and of course, leave a comment down below. What characters are you focusing your CP levels on right now? And of course, for those of you who might have some other ways of increasing your CP levels, let me know in the comments. I'm very curious to see if there's any other way you guys have that you can increase your CP levels quick, so that new players can figure out a way to basically take advantage of CP levels as fast as possible. Now, I've been making videos for nearly 4 to 5 months now, and I've spoken about CP levels very fondly and very regularly on the channel. I've always said whenever there's a new character out, like for example, when we had the release of the anniversary units, I said, it's valuable to even get at least one copy of them. They're very strong units anyways, but even getting one copy of them for the CP levels is very, very important. Now, there are reasons why I say that, and today I'm going to be going over those reasons. I'm going to be explaining to you guys the exact value of CP levels and how you can maximize it. Now, if we go over to the character screen and go into character list, as you guys can see right here, we have a list of characters that include not only just the characters that we know and love like Aiz, Haruhime, Aisha, and so on and so forth, but also anniversary characters like Krozo, Finn, Fianna, collaboration characters such as even Tokisaki, Kurumi, that is, Toka, Tifana, so on and so forth, right? And basically, whenever you summon for any character in this game that's new or just a unique character, they will get immediately added to the characters list as a part of a list of characters that are available in the game. And they will account for every single unit that's available in the game. So even units like Kid Ice, Ice Girl, or Artemis, or Lily Ruka Girl, or you name it, Freya, whatever. So if you pull one of these characters, they automatically get added to the characters list, whatever unit or version you pull of them. Now, what is the value of putting these characters in the character list and getting them up to abnormally high CP levels like 41, 39, and so on and so forth? Well, if you click the CP rewards list, right now my Freya is at CP level 31, and you guys can see already that she gets at level 2. So just to start us off, at level 2 she gets 12 agility. Now if I scroll down, at CP level 3 she gets 5 iris along with some quests that you can go and use in the interact menu, which we'll come on to in a moment. But then you can see at CP level 4 she gets 8 dexterity, CP level 6 60 HP, so on and so forth. She gets a lot of stats along the way: STR 18, magic 10, endurance 4, so on and so forth. So effectively, by leveling up this character, the CP level of these characters, let's look at maybe Haruhime as well, you will basically be giving a stats boost to all units that are that character. So my Haruhimes, all my Haruhimes at CP level 2 for Lefia's CP rewards will get 10 extra agility, which is huge. I mean, I've always said this for war games, for example, agility is king. Getting your agility up via any means possible, be it the equipment or even the CP rewards as extra means, is imperative, because the opponent might have those rewards as well. That opponent might have leveled up their the CP of their character, so it's just as important for you to maximize that. And it's the same thing with even Record Buster. Trying to get the maximization you want through the CP levels is very important, because let's say you're using physical units, getting STR plus 12 can make a bit of a difference. It can be a difference of even, like, say, 1,000,000 damage arguably in Record Buster. In all honesty, I'm not even joking. It can be that a difference maker. It can be that much of a difference maker, in all honesty, because you're dealing a lot more damage over the span of those 15 turns. It can make a difference. Trust me on this. It does make a difference. Heck, because you have to remember these stats as well, right? If we go over to the help screen, right? Let's go over to the help menu, and I want to show this to you guys once again. So if I were to go back to the character and we go to status, right? You guys can see STR, unit strength, affects your physical attacks and penetration rates. Endurance affects your guard rates and damage dealt by enemies. Dexterity affects your critical rate, penetration rate, and counter rate. So getting these stats boosts, and there's obviously agility and magic as well, as you guys can see at the bottom, increasing these stats can make a huge difference to your unit through critical rates, penetration rates, the strength of the unit, anything to do with stats is very, very important. So maximizing those as much as possible through the character list is very, very important, and the CP rewards. So obviously you have these stats as well. Along with that, you do get a bit of iris as well, which is nice. Of course, it's an add-on, I would say, more so than anything else. You get like 70 iris by leveling up a character from CP 1 to CP level 30, let's say, 70-ish iris. Somebody can do the exact math there. But that's not the only thing. You might be wondering already, well, it's a bit of a stats boost and it's a bit of iris, but is it really worth investing that all the time in the world to be able to level up these CP levels? Because it's not easy. I'll come on to later on in the video exactly how you can farm your CP levels, but you might be wondering, well, Gail, I know how to level up my character's CP levels, but is it really that worth it? And the answer is yes, because it's not just one character's CP levels you're increasing. If you go to the main lobby screen, and I would mention this, pay close attention to the levels before we had and the ones we're going to now. I changed my character to Belle, right? I changed my character to Belle in the lobby by clicking the small circular arrow thing, the rotation thing on the top. I go to characters list, and you might be wondering, well, Gail, the levels were a little bit lower than this, right? Well, you might be right, because each character in the lobby screen has a different set of CP rewards. So Belle has his own CP rewards. Eyes has her own CP rewards. Lafia has her own CP rewards. So you have to ensure that you're increasing all three characters' CP levels effectively, because each character will give nearly the same rewards, the same stats buff, the same iris rewards. So let's say on average you're getting 70 iris per character. If you level up every single character's CP level from 1 to 30 in Belle, Lafia, and Eyes, let's say you're leveling up Haruhime from level 1 to 30 for all three characters, that's 210 iris. That's at least a decent stats boost of like 60 to 80 agility, depending on how much agility we get. So we get 10 agility here, we get 10 agility here. I'm just gonna use agility as an example. So that's 2 agility boosts. And then we have another agility boost, I think, later on. We have at CP level 31, we have 5. So 25 agility right there. And across the board, that's 75 agility. That is a huge difference in war games, in all honesty. Even a difference of 30 can make a difference. A difference of 75 is revolutionary, even, I would say. Maybe a bit of an exaggeration there, but it's very, very important to make sure you're taking advantage of that. So ensuring that your character's CP levels are as high as possible is vital. It is extremely, extremely vital. So not only is that an importance, but then you talk about the iris. You're getting at least 200 iris through the CP rewards. But not only that, if you go to the guild, and if you were to go to the total rewards and you scroll down, you can see that there are CP rewards even in the missions tab. So for example, let's look at the topmost one I have here. So this one, Belle CP level 29 times 60. What does that mean, Gail? Well, what that means is that I have 60 characters, or I should get 60 characters to be CP level 29 in Belle's tab, and I will get 10 iris. And I can do that for a lot of other levels as well, and a lot of other amounts of characters. So right now I have 161 characters listed in my CP rewards list. I can basically maximize all of those units, and every 5 characters gets me more CP levels. I'm missing 3 characters. I think they're majorly the AOT characters that I'm missing. But basically, the more characters I miss, the more more iris I'm missing. So that's why I always say, even getting characters now, even if you're a new player, is very important, because in the long run, you're gonna get so much iris. You're gonna get so much iris that it's not even funny. So now you might be wondering, well, Gail, you've told me the value. I'm down. I'm excited for this. I'm ready to start leveling up my the CP levels of my characters. What do I need? Well, you can do one thing. Now, this is the first way to level up your CP the CP levels of your characters, and that is offering them presents. Each character has a very specific thing that they like, so it's between 3 things usually. It's a dungeon sandwich, book of knowledge, and single flower. Now, of course, I have a lot of these items, but as a starting player, you might not have these items. So where can you get them from? Well, there are a couple of different places you can get them from. So first and foremost, let's go to the shop, and let's go to the Saros and Dulb exchange. Now, I have 5,174 Saros. thanks to me selling a lot of 2-star and 3-star bonds. Now, if I were to go scroll down a little bit, you guys can see you can pick up basically, also classic Gale Ride video, no, do not disturb. You can see that you can pick up dungeon cakes, dungeon sandwiches, book of nobilities, book of knowledge, big bouquet, and single flower. These are really not that hard to get, to be quite honest. In all honesty, as somebody who's been playing for a very long time, I tend to usually pick up at least the normal items usually. So I pick up 99. You can see it takes up 500 there if we go for 99 of the medium ones, and then the larger CP items is like 1,000 of those. So I always go for the smaller ones at the very least as a veteran player. But if you summon a lot, especially as a starting player, you should be able to get a lot of Seros up very easily, especially if you regularly sell your 2-star and 3-star bonds, which, I mean, they're not really valuable, to be quite honest, at the end of the day, right? So being able to get these CP items is one way, right? I want to also talk about one more CP item that you guys may have noticed at the very bottom. Orario Souvenir. Now, these Orario Souvenirs are primarily for units that are collaboration only. So units like the Data Live collab units, AOT units, Executioner in Our Way of Life, Strike the Blood, Goblin Slayer, any collaboration we've ever had or will ever have will use these Orario Souvenirs. So make sure you get at least these every single month, so that you're basically stocking up for whenever we get the next collaboration, or for you to use on existing collaboration based units. We also have other special CP items that you can get regularly. For example, recently for New Year's, we had the fortune tickets, right, which you can use. I've already used them, of course, so if I were to go to offer present, I don't think I have, oh no, I do have some left. But yeah, you can use the Good Fortune 2023 tickets to be able to do that. They do this regularly as well. We had the holiday presents. Sometimes they even have special, like, special CP items for certain characters, like this one is for Galmus in particular. They usually do that for anniversary units. They give us very specific special CP items for those characters. So in all honesty, don't worry about CP items for certain characters and certain times. They regularly do this, where they bring out events where you can get these items. But basically, the main ways to get it is through those CP items. There are some other ways to also get those CP items. For example, if we go to the casino, some of you guys may have watched the casino video, you already know this. But if I were to go into the item exchange shop and go to the very bottom, you guys can see every single day you can buy one of these dungeon cakes, one of these book of nobilities, one of these big bouquets every single day, and it adds up, right? It adds up. It's very useful, and it's something you should probably do in order to ensure that you have those CP items to use for your characters, basically, because it does make a difference. Now, another way to get those CP items is if you go to Valhalla Panic or any new long tail that we get and go into the gacha, you can see that you can basically pull a dungeon sandwich, book of knowledge, or single flower from the gacha. So if I were to do 50 gacha, you can see I got 2 dungeon sandwiches and 3 book of knowledges. So it's kind of useful. It's also a way for you to anyways get these CP items via just farming the event and stuff like that. So it's an easy way to basically get these CP items. Now, what other way can you get CP levels? You might be wondering. Well, the next best way to do it is by just talking to the characters in the lobby screen. So if I were to talk to Seer in the lobby screen, I'll just get 100 CP EXP basically through the lobby screen, and this happens every 6 to 8 hours. They update it basically. So if you see in the on the top, the next update is at 12 PST, which is in about, for me at least, it's in about 6 hours basically. It'll get updated. So that's one way of doing it. Each character gets a new lobby screen. So if I were to switch to Eyes right now, I would get Misha on the left hand side instead of Seer, and a new set of characters basically to talk to basically. So it's always something I always recommend doing, is in the lobby screen, go left and right, talk to everybody, change character, go left and right, talk to everybody, change character, go left to right, and talk to everybody. Anyways, it's also one of the dailies as well, by the way. Of course you can't see it right now because I've finished my dailies, but one of the dailies is to talk to 3 characters at least. Why not just talk to all? That would be 18 characters. I almost forgot my maths there, but it would be all 18 characters across all 3, lobby main characters. So Eyes, Lafia, and Bell, 6 times 3, 18. So yeah, that's one way to do it as well. Now, another way, and this is probably the way a lot of newer players will have to do it, because you might not have access to these CP items super easily. You might not have the capabilities to effectively buy from the Zero shop. You might not be able to, do the casino very easily. And maybe you don't want to waste all your stamina on this event, right? You may not want to do that. What's another way to farm CP levels, Gale? You might be wondering. Well, another way to farm CP levels is if you go to the Bell episode and you go all the way to the bottom, right? All the way to the bottom, you go to Monsterphilia Part 1. Now, personally, there are different ways you can do it. A lot of players like doing 3.9, players like doing 3.10. You can do it on normal. Either way, you should do it on normal. I always do boss 3.10 because it's faster for me personally, because I just have to click once and I can just go and it's a quick fight basically. But the thing is, a lot of players like to do 3.9 as well. And the best way to do it is use the auto farm setup that I've shown on, I've made a video on a couple of months ago. Set up an auto farm, set up a macro, whatever you name it, you can set it up and just click auto farm and you're good to go, and it'll automatically run through an event, and at the end of the event you will basically get a CP reward. You will get some amount of CP experience for using certain characters. So whenever you are trying to just farm CP XP, obviously this isn't the team I would use personally because these guys are all basically level 39 or higher, but I would use a lot of my characters that are like level 20, 21, whatever it may be, the lower level characters, and just put them together in a team, the CP level 2021s, and then the assists as well that are of that nature, and boom, you get CP experience. Now obviously I didn't get much here because they're already super high. The only one that got anything probably was Ali, but more or less everybody else is pretty much maxed out, if not completely done already, right? So in all honesty, you're not really getting much value from doing it with a lot of high CP level characters. Now if you do it with characters that are low level, you will get so much value from it. So just putting it on here and rinsing and repeating again and again, it only costs 1 or 2 stamina, you'll be fine. Let me know in the comment section down below, which stage do you guys do usually, 3.10 or 3.9? I usually just alternate between the two. Usually I just do 3.10 because it just makes it more sense to do 3.10 for some reason in my head. But you guys can let me know in the comments, veteran players, which ones do you do more so? Another way to get easy CP levels is through dispatch quests. A lot of people don't realize it, but you actually do get a decent chunk of CP level from the dispatch quests. Now some of them are also specifically to give you CP levels. Of course, the specific names are like To the Banquet is one of them, if I'm not mistaken, that gives you CP levels. There are a couple of other ones. I mean, if we were to go here, right, I think it would tell us right here if there is a CP level 1 here somewhere. Yeah, To the Banquet. It only says Iris, but this one gives you CP levels and it's very valuable. So there are certain quests that are CP only, that are there to just give you a lot of CP levels. So it's well worth doing your dispatch quests every single day because it just adds up. It really does add up, and it's one other way to get CP levels. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, that is all the ways you can get CP levels. Of course, there are some other missions and quests that can give you CP levels, right, regularly as well, but those are the more common ways of getting CP levels, especially as an early player. Now of course, if you guys have any other way to farm CP levels, some veteran players may have better ideas, let me know in the comment section down below. I will make sure to heart it or pin it in the comments so that people can see it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you get a better understanding of CP levels and the value of them. Of course, if you want to see more content like this on the channel, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and of course I will see you guys for another video in the near future. Until then, take it easy everybody. Bye bye.